Hello, it's Daniel the Vape Man. So today, I think I've gathered enough info to do a pros and cons review on the Lost Vape Quest, or Q, by Lost Vape. So this is the cheaper version of the DNA Go by Lost Vape, the Orion. It doesn't have a chip. It's a simple 5 clicks on, press the button, good to go. Adjustable airflow. You can use some of the cartridges from the Go, and really good direct lung and mouth to lung type vape with the adjustable airflow. It's pretty useful. It has this nice little spin cap that I'm not too big of a fan of, but we'll get into that. So this is going to be the pros and cons of it. I've been using it non-stop, and we'll get into the cons and the pros, and it'll be all over the place. And I'm just going to look at the device and tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. And then the next video we're going to do about pods is the Lost Vape Orion Q versus the Nord, and then whoever wins that is going to go against my Aspect by IPV Pioneer, or whatever. The Yeehee version, the better one than the Ecigs Mini, in my opinion. And we'll see who is my favorite pod. If you have any pods or recommendations on a nice, preferably direct lung, full of flavor pod system, let me know. There is a pod system, the Rhoda, that is a spinner by Voopoo, but I'm not going to give Voopoo my money. Although what I tend to do with a lot of pods is mess around with them, like flip them around and stuff. I typically get fidgety with my hands, so I'm very intrigued by that, but I'm not giving Voopoo my money. Anyways, if you have any pod requests that I should look at, mainly flavor. Hit is cool, but my main thing is flavor. There's really no point to vape if you're not getting nicotine or flavor, in my opinion. Anyways, here's the pros and cons. Pros, you can direct lung or mouth lung with the adjustable airflow. Really easy to do. It's crazy. You can basically pull like a direct lung, but do a mouth to lung, if that makes any sense. Like, I typically do this. And it has really good airflow. You can kind of adjust the airflow as is. I prefer to use it wide open. It does get more restrictive as you go down, of course, but I think it's a really smooth airflow. The hit on it is another pro. It's a very strong hit. I would say it hits harder than the Nord, but we'll get into that later. Another pro is the flavor on it. The flavor is up there in pod systems. It is, I don't want to give it away, but I would say it's in my top 2 or 3. The cartridge is really good, although mine had a lot of, as you can see right there, minuscule little imperfections and scrapes on it, I guess. Not that big of a deal. And also, comparing the DNA Go to the Quest, there's less cotton in the Quest, which I don't know if that matters, but I would prefer more cotton. I love cotton. Another pro is the feel of it. This microfiber, or whatever, carbon fiber, whatever it's supposed to be called, feels really good in the hands. Gives you a nice grip on there, which is very useful. It's subjective if you like it or not. I don't mind. I really do like it. I like how it feels. It gets a good grip on there. I really do like it. It does feel a little bit cheaper than the Go, but not enough to be noticeable. So now let's get into a couple cons. Cons, this top, you take off the cap here, and that's how you fill it. I like it and I don't. I would have preferred to see some kind of connection, so where you can just kind of hold it off the side, because what ends up happens is you have nowhere to place it if you're on the go, and it's kind of just a nuisance. Another con is I noticed that a lot of times there gets junk here. I don't know what it is. Now that's just normal, like, sweat or whatever, but sometimes there's like some stain on there, and I swipe it off. I don't know how it gets on there. It's like dirt or something, or just dried up sweat. I don't know. Another thing I'm not too fond of is this. So this releases the pod, which I don't really like. I would have much preferred magnetics or some of that nature. But the real reason why I don't like it is, especially the first couple days when using this, every time I would go to press the button, I would press here. And then I would go here. Which is kind of annoying. A pro is definitely the open USB. It would have been cool if they had it closed, but it wasn't like at the bottom mask, but it doesn't matter. But definitely the button, I would have preferred it to be up here, because it kind of makes sense. When you hold it, if you can like stealth it, you're holding right here, but now you have to hold it down here. I thought a con would be the drip tip, as it's very protrusive and small, or long, or whatever. I like it. It's pretty cool. Can't complain. Can't complain. One thing I don't like about it is it's definitely open for cotton and stuff to go down there. I would have loved to see a cap. Would have been cool. Battery life is a pro. 950 milliamp hours, whatever. Pretty cool. Don't know why they couldn't have gone a little bit more to 1,000, but it's alright. It's alright. Another con is for the Quest. If you can focus, is there's this little lip. A lot of reviewers have said that, of course. There's this little lip. I do not have the jerkiness. Like, it is in there. Solid. Solid in there. But there is a little lip, which is a subjective visual con. Doesn't really bother me. You can't really notice it. And mine's does not wiggle in there whatsoever, but it is visual. You can get a nail in there kind of deal. The airflow, I would have preferred to see a little bit better on the grips, because sometimes it's hard to get in there. And then also this cap gets in the way of getting in there if you got above average fingers, and I don't even have the biggest fingers. So another con is if you're hitting it like this, sometimes your nose goes right on there, and that is annoying. Another con that I noticed today using my friends, shout out to Jamie at Vapor Theory in Fairfax, is when you have that ring thing on there so you can tie it around your neck, when you go to hit it, you smell the rubber. And if you know the saying, if what it smells like is what it tastes like, when you're vaping, if you smell bad smells, if you smell bad smells, it's going to ruin the... Oh, we lost you. Come back up. You with me? Cool. It was my coil guy. Hey, John. Hey, John. So if you are going to vape on it and you got that ring around it, what ends up happening is you smell the rubber and it kind of fucks up the flavor. I would have much preferred to had something different. I would have preferred a keychain at the bottom or at the side, some kind of hook. We'll get into that because the Auhcke has that. It has a solid opening at the bottom that you can put it on a keychain. Pretty cool. We will do a comparison of all three, the Nord and the Lost Vape, even though if the Nord beats the Lost Vape, it will still go against the Auhcke, but I'm going to do a comparison video of my top 3 favorite pods. Anyways, let's see. Just going over it again. The hit on it is smooth. It gives you a nice throat hit. It's smooth, but it packs a punch. The airflow is smooth, and it does do a little bubbly, a little crackles in there. It makes you feel like, you know, you're doing the big boy stuff. But it does give a better hit. Last but not least, before I get off this, what I'm going to say is going to be in my next video, but I just want to give you a little heads up. If you are looking for a hit, a throat hit, a powerful hit, a strong hit, I recommend this. Yes, definitely recommend this. If you're looking for more flavor, and the hit is just as good, I would go with the Nord. In my opinion, the Nord with the mesh coils is way better on flavor. With the 1.4 coils, I think it is, I would say they're equal. I do have the 1.0s in here. With the 0.5s, it is definitely more flavor, equal to that of the Nord's regular coil 1.4. But with the mesh coil in there, the Nord is superior. I don't know what people are talking about, but Nord with the mesh coil tastes way better than the Orion or the Go. I mean, the Quest or the Go, in my opinion. Now, if we're talking about hit, now, a 35 nick in the Nord hits like a 25 in the Orion. In my opinion, the Orion and the DNA Go hit harder and have a smoother hit and a better hit, in my opinion. So I would definitely recommend to you, as either if you're new to pods or you're just trying out pod systems, I would recommend save your money and go with the Q first. And if you like it, go to the DNA Go. The problem with that is a lot of people don't want to jump up to DNA Go. And with me, personally, I like the simplicity of pods. That's why I like mechs. Just kind of go. 5 clicks on, 1 click. That's it. I don't mind changing the wattage or the levels or, whatever different brands call it, the stages, whatever. But my big thing is, like, I got to hook this up to a computer and, it has the replay mode. The replay mode doesn't benefit me. It might benefit you, but I hit my mods different each time. Sometimes I do a quick hit. Sometimes I do an insane hit. Sometimes I do a deep hit. Sometimes I do a mouth to lung. There is no replay for me. It's what I feel like. So I don't benefit from it. The one thing I do benefit from is it looks a lot cooler. So if I see a nice deal where it's going to be in the $40 range, I might get it just for the fuck. But right now I'm sitting on 7 pods in a month. I just washed my my Zero, a little update. I put it in the washer, and then I put it in the dryer. And then I heard it, and I was like, I bet you I forgot to take a pod out. So then I took it out, and I put it outside for a little bit just to let it cool down, just in case it explodes, safety, yada yada. And I brought it inside, and I clicked it, and it was on, and it turned off. And so it might still be working. So that, shout out to Vaporesso. They might have made one of the toughest pods out there. Now, I threw the pod away because it leaked, and I didn't know what could be in there, and the mouthpiece could have stuff, and, I'm not too big on that. So I'm going to let it dry out for a couple days, and we'll do a review on that and see how tough it is. If a pod can survive the system, maybe not the cartilage or the pod itself, but if the pod system survives being washed and then dried, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, and as you know, it's not my favorite pod, but it is definitely in the top 4, top 5. It is a really good mouth-to-lung device. The pull on it is perfect for mouth-to-lung. It's very, small and all that. Yeah, yada. But that's my opinion. So, let's do an overall rating. Focus. There you go. So, an overall rating. I would give this probably like an 8.5 to a 9. The Nord, I'll talk about that later. I don't know if I even gave that a rating, but we'll talk about that once I do the comparison. Flavor on it, I give a 7.5. Hit, I give a 9.5. Price for $30, not too bad. I give that a 9. Feel in the hand, I give that a 9. Capacity of the cartridge, average, a little bit above average. Battery life, a little bit above average. Actually a lot, because most mods are like below 750. This one is 950, pretty cool. Overall, now looking at it, I would say an 8.5 to 9 is reasonable. There is a little bit of cons in it, all subjective, of course, but I would recommend this mod. Yes, without a doubt, I would recommend this pod, not mod. But it depends upon how you are. Mouth to lung, yeah. Direct lung, yeah. Flavor chaser, I'm not sure. It's more, to me, it's meant to get your fix. It does have flavor, just in my opinion, the mesh is the best. I should have never started with the Nord mesh because the flavor on it is insane. But anyways, that's my opinion on the Lost Vape Q. I hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube. Join my Facebook chat, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, thank you very much, folks. Have a good night.